Hello there, Cedric and Cedric here. CRS and commentary. We'll be reviewing NWA Powerrr from last week, presenting NWA Empowerrr women's matches, exhibition matches, and whatnot. So, look, this starts off with an exhibition ruined by Joe Galli. It's the debuting Casey Lennox versus half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions, Kenzie Page. And in general, I thought this was a very nice match and a great debut for Casey Lennox.
I agree. It was solid. And she's a tall and a thick woman. And they need more of those women of stature. I mean, little women are good. You know, they got to do what they got to do. But they need more bigger women.
And Casey, she moved well. She wasn't slow in that ring. And it didn't seem like she was holding back any of her strikes or whatnot.
So she was displaying a lot of power.
Yes, a lot of power. She sold very well. When, it's not like she got hit in the chest, held her mouth. She got hit in the side of the neck, held her eye. No, she got drop kicked on the side. I was like she caught her on the side of the head, which can be dangerous, but that's what she was holding when she was getting up. So I think she did very well in her debut. Now, it's an NWA debut. It doesn't mean that's her wrestling debut. So however long she's been wrestling, where she came from, what accolades she has in the past, I don't know.
At least based on this match, she looked safe.
Very safe in that ring. Be honest with you, this is the woke generation of wrestling where people, they care about the wrestlers. They know now where botches happen. They know how people get hurt. And right now, they do care about heels and faces, thanks to MJF bringing that back, because everyone has seemed to lost the point in wrestling. But people are looking, hey, did you mess this up? Did you mess that up? Did you hurt this person? So if you're dangerous in that ring, usually people are kind of like, no. And here's how bad it's gotten. Just think about it before I get back to this match. There were chants, and it became almost a constant chant, please don't die. You shouldn't have to have that chant. Period. So I just want y'all to think about that. All right. So Casey Lennox is our first time seeing her. She's safe. But Joe Galli, after Casey got the complete shot and rolled over for the pin, there was a kick out. And then she almost got the upset. Oh, thanks for ruining it. Now, because at first I didn't know who was going to win. I got to be honest with you. I was like, well, Casey's going to lose this match. But then it started looking like, well, she just might win.
She was putting it on Kenzie.
And then he throws it out there. That's why I can't stand people saying that. Now, if you got, back in the day, Baba Ganoush guy in his mom's tights going against Ric Flair, well, you know who's going to win that.
Yeah, that's obvious.
So if you call it almost getting the upset, it's like, psh, yeah, really? Like that was close. You'd be annoyed by that and you'd be like, please, I work with better talent. So saying it now is more like, well, dang, they had a chance. Now I know to rip up my ticket and toss that out. I lost that bet. So, yeah, they need to stop saying that. They need to stop calling things, the upset or almost got the upset, because now you done spoiled it. And you don't want to spoil matches for the fans. We're watching a competition. We're watching someone see what they can do, how they can do it, if they're safe about it, and then you go and ruin it. Y'all gotta stop that. Just saying, stop that. We want to enjoy the match. You might as well just say, okay, you got 5 matches tonight, and everyone on the right side of competition wins.
Yeah.
Just do that.
There'd be no point watching or even having the matches.
So, they need to quit. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, we're about to see Father James Mitchell and see what he's got to say. So, we'll cover that. And we're not going to cover every single one of these things because sometimes these promos or vignettes are just too silly. So we're not going to cover all of them like we have. It don't mean that they're not worth watching. It's just for time, and y'all can just go do your own thing. We want to get done quick. And so we waste a lot of time on this, I assume. But it's a lot of information, a lot of our thoughts and whatnot. So we're going to get to Father James Mitchell, and we're going to keep rolling after that. So let's go. Okay, so the miserably faithful Father James Mitchell cut as great a promo as he always does, putting over
Max the Impaler.
Yeah. I was like, I'm stuck on saying Vlad. But yeah, really put her over, and it's needed. It is needed. She needs to be in this group. She fits with this group
perfectly.
She was brutally and poorly used by AEW. That was not cool. So
hope she don't go back.
Yeah, really. I hope she don't go back. Just like Jeff Cobb, he had his match there. Things went bad. He got out.
Got the hell out.
So, I'm happy about that. I'm good. I'm good for that. I hope y'all are good, because this is what Max is going to need, and I hope that her her persona doesn't cause her to leave the group. Because Father James Mitchell, he's surrounded himself with some oddities.
He has. And they were working the whole oddity vibe when Mae Valentine was interviewing, because she looked terrified and everything was all lit red, and she was trying to look away, and was Josias?
Yeah.
Judias turned her head and made her stare at Max, and Max was staring at her, and she was breathing heavy like she's ready to just go, ah, and run away. And then Gags the Gimp just rose into the shot, looking all creepy, and Max grabbed him by his horn and manhandled him for a few seconds. And then you got Sal having a fit, tiger pacing back and forth and hitting himself in the head. They are a bunch of nuts.
I love Gags the Gimp. I love him. I am a straight up fan for Gags the Gimp. We get to our next empowerment match, and it's Kylan King versus Taya Valkyrie. And this was a very good, top-notch match.
This was good. This is the best Taya has looked.
Taya has fumbled and bumbled every single match, has looked more or less trained than she has been trained. I mean, she's looked terrible, but as Cedra stated a few times before, and she's been proven right for this match, it's all about who your opponent is, because Kylan King, that's a professional. And she made Taya Valkyrie look amazing.
Think about it this way, guys. You can't be a professional ballroom dancer and then grab somebody who's never cut a rug. It's not going to work. It's not going to look good. You're going to be fumbling, stumbling, stepping on the dress. People going to be end up half naked, falling across the floor. It's not going to work. And that wrestling works the same way.
I enjoy. You just went all quiet. I mean,
I was done. I was like, I was done.
Okay. They probably looking at the screen like, is it over? What happened? She just got quiet.
It wasn't quiet that long.
Like, no, everybody. She just insta died. That's what happened. And I just didn't give a damn. I was like, oh, Cedar dead. Well, you know what? This match is great today. So, in any case, I like a lot of the. I mean, they were brutal. Kylan King held back her power to prolong the match. You could see it. She was not even half as forceful with Taya as she was with Kamille. She and Kamille brutalized each other.
It came out at points, but then she reined it back in. Like when she threw her to the ropes and then clubbed her in the back and was shaking out her hand, and the ref was checking on Taya. Kylan was like, she's all right.
Love it. Like, she good. It's a straight knee. Move on, man. Move on. Why you checking on her? She cool. Cause I'm cool beating on her. Move, man. Let me hit that back. You know, that's what happened. And so I liked seeing this match. Whatever was wrong with Taya Valkyrie, because she had worked supposedly high level at the big company. I wonder if maybe there were jitters. Maybe she was off a little bit. Maybe she worked the indie style.
We would have to go back to one of the people that she faced was abysmal was Markova.
That was a train wreck of a match where Markova got injured.
Mm-hmm. Watching it, it didn't seem like it was Taya's fault, if my memory serves correctly.
Yeah, Taya, I don't know, they just seemed all over the place, but I think we put the blame on Markova for her own hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but Taya, they both looked amateurish in that ring. You know, they looked very amateurish. It didn't work out well.
They were not dancing to the same tune.
Maybe there's a refresher that Taya had to go through because Kylan King led this match. You can see it. You can see it. They called it in the ring. You could see that as well. Taya and Valkyrie beat on each other in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
They had very few moments of sports entertainment.
Lots of submission attempts.
Lots of broad arm, forearm, elbows, kicks, some serious deep kicks.
Arm drags and reversals, especially in the beginning.
Yes. In the beginning,
Lots
it didn't look so
countering.
competitive. It looked more like the setup for everything. But then they started really flowing and getting along with each other and beating the hell out of each other like, well, pro wrestlers calling it in the ring should. So that looked really good. But at the end, it was Taya Valkyrie obtaining I would say almost like a regal stretch on Kylan King.
Yeah.
And, you know, a form of it.
It's not twisted like his is.
Yeah, she had everything but that arm draped over and locked around the neck. But it was good. I don't agree with Taya winning because I think she needs to get some more matches under her belt and show that she can be consistent in that ring. That's what I would hope. She needs to be consistent. You know, just so another one of those crazy matches just don't happen. Or maybe they think that she's ready or whatnot. I don't know. But we'll just have to see what they do with her. We are almost approaching the halfway point of this show. So I guess we're going to just see how this plays out. So let's go. All right. Before we get to the next match, there is a small little segment there pre-recorded about Corgan going over what happened with Nick Aldis when it comes to the NWA title scene. So, you know, Cedric could talk about that.
So, if anybody's keeping up, Nick Aldis won the #1 contendership to go up against Trevor Murdoch in NWA 74. Okay, that's his shot to get the championship belt back. And so, apparently, he went on Twitter and started talking about, you know, how he outthought everyone. He's always going to win, even though people are moving the goalposts trying to keep him from the main spot. And so after him issuing a couple of tweets, I'm not going to read them word for word. Corrigan was like, all right, then you got so much to say. You're not in the main event anymore. He yanked him from the main event, and now it's going to be Trevor versus Tyrus.
I don't know how that match is going to come out, but I called that match happening a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, with the number of wins that Tyrus has as the TV champion.
I mean, he already passed the 7 defenses.
Yeah, he's due, but he just hadn't cashed it in yet. Honestly, I think Nick Aldis and Trevor would be a far better match. Because Trevor is a big man who doesn't wrestle like a big man.
No,
he can, but
he's
generally,
a heavyweight that wrestles like a middleweight. Or
yeah, that's
like
how
that.
Trevor carries himself and handles himself in the ring. Whereas Tyrus
he's a
is
Briscoe.
Big.
He's like Jay Briscoe with a mean streak. When Jay was on his world title thing, his run.
And Tyrus, he's big, he's strong, and he's slow.
but he can work.
He can work, but I just think I can be wrong. We'll have to see, but
What?
Aldous and Trevor would have been a much better main event for 74.
Corgan yanked Aldous for talking trash and disparaging the company. All right, that's all good. Okay, fine. Aldous is talking his trash, like you mentioned. But here's the thing, okay? I want if you are an aspiring wrestler, okay, or you are a pro wrestler of any level, I want you to hear this. This is important. Don't post your life on Twitter. We don't need, I ain't gonna say we don't care because I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm letting everyone know. The fans do not need to know political leanings, religious stuff, none of that stuff. None of your collections, collectibles, none of the women you're dating, all of that crap. Nick Aldis is doing this right. Mm-hmm. He used Twitter to push a narrative for the storyline and or company, or to help get somebody else over, or to get somebody a chance. Like, look, I don't need to be in it because I've been in it too long. People get tired of that. If I do this, then you can say, hey, you're out. We're going to get Tyrus in because Tyrus is getting over with the fans now. Mm-hmm. And it's getting harder and harder for him to be a heel. A heel that's booed anyway. Yeah. So this is how you do it.
That's how you draw eyes to your product.
And that is how you, that's how you kayfabe. All right. So I know Nick Aldis enough from listening to him on K100, listening to him perform as a heel on the NWA, a babyface on the NWA. I can tell by his word choice when he's shooting or not. His word choice is subtle but direct. And none of those words that would let me know it's a shoot is in there. So that's how I know. I'm not going to expose his word choice, but I can tell. So everyone out there that is inspired to be a wrestler or is a pro wrestler, use social media to push the narrative, to keep the heat going. You're a heel, push it as a heel. You're a babyface, defend yourself. Bring up what match. Bring up who, where, when, why. Talk that trash. Defend your stash. And then when it's almost time for that final clash, that's when you decide to let everybody know, hey, in 3 or 4 days, I'm whooping that tail. You know, something. Aldis did it right. So y'all keep that in mind, all right? Keep that in mind. We're going to get on to the next thing. So, look, we just learned after that through Medusa and Allison Kay being interviewed by Mae Valentine, that they're going to have a NWA Women's Television Championship.
And that's great.
They got enough women. They got enough talent. Kamille is awesome. Now you can use that title to kind of weed through everything. And
you can also bring more girls in.
Yes. And the NWA has always been a working partnership. So they didn't have a, forbidden door. They didn't have that dumb stuff. Okay. They brought people in from anywhere. If they could work, they knew what they were doing. They knew how to get over and put somebody over. They would use them. It was that simple. All right. So, NWA was never indie, although this person here uploads it as indie. NWA isn't indie. They are established. They're just not national. Even though they are the National Wrestling Alliance, I think you still got to build your brand, get enough people knowing about you, then take it forward. It should at least be regional. It should be Southeastern on TV. But I got to be honest with you, TV ain't really making it, for quite a few reasons, which hurts AEW a lot, or does it? I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad to hear about that. So let us know how you feel. It's all good. We're going to get on to this next thing. All right, so the next match is for the NWA World's Tag Team Championship. It's the Dirty Sexy Boys versus the Commonwealth Connection. And honestly, look, they're the guys, right?
Yeah.
They're the feature. This is a women's show. The men are the feature. They are the attraction, that little thing that you don't see too often.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know, as Jim Cronin would say. So, you know, just keeping it even, right?
Yeah.
But in general, I think this is a good way to do it. And I thought this match was good. I think it was a good match. It was a steady match. They didn't do too much of anything at all. They did just enough to get by.
But Dirty Dango and JTG perform really well as a tag team. Their tag team work has come a long way.
Yeah, they are getting so much better.
They've gotten from the point where y'all just two guys that got thrown together to, oh, okay, you're actual tag team.
Yeah, y'all are actually doing stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, we see you a little bit now. But the Dirty Sexy Boys team name, that's a stupid name.
Stupid.
That name is just dumb. I don't like it. I literally think if they're in a big match and I hear, you know, hey, it's a tag title match, and I hear that name come out of somebody's grill piece as an introduction, it's not about not taking them serious. No. They're wrestlers. They're a team. You take them serious. You know, you give them that respect. That's what you do. But at the same time, you would think that they must be a throwaway tag team.
Yeah.
To have that name. That tag team name does not scream, we win. It doesn't scream victory. It doesn't scream champion. It's more of a description.
It is.
And I think they need to change their name. I get where they're getting it from. I get it. But it doesn't have any impact. No oomph. The Commonwealth Connection, it's right in the middle. No oomph, but it doesn't seem bleh. And so you can be like, okay, we'll see what this is about.
The Commonwealth Connection sound like a team that's coming to do some business.
Yeah, nothing brutal. Nothing on the fly either. It's just, you know.
Like they're coming in the ring to get some work done, where the Dirty Sexy Boys is like, okay, you and Sal and somebody else, and run around for 5 minutes and it's over.
Yeah, y'all be good. You know. Y'all be good. We'll like you nonetheless. You know, you're Dirty Sexy Boys. Of course we like you. And move on. That's what it sounds like to me. That's kind of where I am with it. So, at the end, with a very nice power slam, off, running from the middle rope after Doug Williams blocks, hey, you know, Harry Smith Jr., I'm going to have to say, he got the pinfall, and it was a nice, well-timed match. And when Doug Williams grabbed the leg, I pointed out quickly to Cedra just in case she might have been thinking something different. But I was like, that's not cheating. That's saving your partner in the tag team. That's not cheating when you grab the opponent's leg from outside the ring and they're on the ropes about to do something. Grabbing the leg, that's not cheating. But if you're on the outside, you're not the legal wrestler, and you climb up there and not just stop them, but then attack them, then that's cheating. There's small little rules, you know. So it's stuff like that to keep in mind. Okay, so I don't know how much stuff we got to go through, but we're going to get to the main event at some point. Okay, so we come to the main event here, Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Chelsea Green vying for that title against Kamille, the Brick House, that Durham Bulls representative. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. doing what she doing it how she do it. And look, overall, I'm gonna be honest with you, this match, I mean, look, straight up, you could match this with any title match in the NWA in past history that was televised, not pay-per-view, not closed circuit, but more like the house shows that might have shown on, your local station. For me, it was channel 5.
The UHF stations.
Yeah. And, like Ric Flair might defend against Ranger Ross, or a very young, much younger at the time, Brian Pillman, or, anybody that was new, up and coming, or had potential, but may just not cut it in the long run. This was right there with those. They didn't do too much, didn't do too little. It was right in the middle, carried the match. Both women showed they can carry a match. Pro wrestling ain't about moves and leading up to the next move. In fact, a good pro wrestler don't necessarily need special moves. They don't. And some of the best didn't. Some of the best, they didn't. They just wrestled basic moves throughout the match, showing intensity increasing per each one, depending upon or desperation. You showed that through your body work. You showed that through your facial expressions. You showed that through the exasperation of one move to the next. So it took that. This match could have been right up there with that. I thought it was great. Chelsea and the camera was right up on it. She got a good curb stomp.
She did.
I thought going out to the floor the couple of times they did it wasn't conducive. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed. That's what I thought.
That's Chelsea Green shit.
Yeah, that's that GCW mindset and stuff.
And okay, I'm gonna tell you what I think of the match.
Yeah, tell them what time it is, Captain. For y'all that might know that from Dragon Ball Z, you get an E-cookie.
Thinking about Kamille's past matches, she put Chelsea Green